god, yeah, this is going to be sweaty. There we go. Right, okay, this is going to be a quite short, quite sweaty, I've just been at work, review of The Fault in Our Stars. I'm going to do my reviews from here on in as a list of good things and a list of bad things. There's going to be more good than bad with this, obviously, because it was an amazing film. Honestly, it blew me away. Yeah, point number one. John Green was there during the filming, and that helped so much. I mean, it's unbelievable how much that helped. The way Augustus was portrayed was just phenomenal, especially his smile. That cheeky little smile was just spot on, and their relationship was just, you've seen rubbish romance films in the past, and this wasn't one of them. Not because they both had cancer and you felt sorry for them, but just because it was so real. It opened my eyes a lot. A lot of films constrict from the book, but I learned a lot about the book from watching the film. I've read the book and I cried like a baby. Not quite, but you know, there were tears. And there were so many more in the film. And it's because it opened my eyes a lot. I mean, this is going to be a big spoiler, so if you don't like spoilers, or if you haven't read the book, which you should have, or seen the film, which you should have, then I urge you to go and watch or read it, and also not to watch this next bit. Because Gus dies. There, I said it. And that's not sad. I watched the film, and Gus dying, Augustus Waters, and the death of was not sad. Because that's not what makes the film sad. I didn't realise at the time, but that's not what makes the book sad. What makes it sad, it's the reaction to death. It's not the death itself. The death itself isn't sad. It's the reaction to knowing that the person's going to die. I mean, you know from the beginning that eventually Hazel Grace is going to die. But it's when you find out that Gus is going to die and it hits you. And there's the line from Isaac in the church where he says that he doesn't want to see a world without Gus. And that really made me tear up. It did. Another thing I learned from the film is the irony of Gus's death. I mean, I might be one of the last ones to figure this out, but it was there and I noticed it. The metaphor of a cigarette. The putting the killing thing between your teeth and don't let it do the killing is what kills him. Because he gets infected when he drives in the middle of the night to buy cigarettes. So cigarettes are supposed to be a metaphor for living, and it's what kills him. And that I found incredibly sad, because I worked it out when I watched the film. Yeah, I think that's probably enough good things. I could go on for hours, but I think I should probably do the bad list and then round this off, because my parents are going to be home soon. The bad things. The ending. Now, if you've read the book, you'll understand. If you've only seen the film, you probably don't. You probably thought the ending was a sweet and romantic sign-off, and I suppose it was. But I imagine a lot of people who read the book going into that film, seeing it almost word for word perfect, and the bits that weren't in the book were they just needed to be there. Like the bit with I can't remember his name, the guy who runs the literal heart of Jesus. that little bit with him when you see him sewing the mat and playing the video games, and it's something you hear in the internal monologue, but it's something you needed to see in the film. You didn't know you needed to see it, but you needed to see it. Oh, I forgot where I was going with that. The ending. The ending was wrong. The ending was iconic. The ending was... It was perfect in the book, and they changed it in the film, and I didn't like it. I had teared up. I had needed a tissue or two, I'm not going to lie. And the ending killed it. Because the ending should have been an I do, Augustus, I do, and it was an emotive line, and it was just right for the moment. Because okay was a thing they had between each other. And with Gus not there anymore, even though the letter was written by him, it didn't seem necessary. They should have left it as it was, because it was a perfect line, and they didn't. And it bugs me. And of course I'll buy it on Blu-ray and watch it over and over again, and cry even more each time I read or watch it. But I'll always turn off before the end. I will always turn off before that last okay and pretend that the last line was the last line. And I've gone on about this way too much, and I'm probably going to edit some of it out. Anyway, the other bad thing was not the casting of Peter Van Houten, but the actor who played him was brilliant. He was absolutely spot on. But he didn't look right. Everything looked right. Everything looks right. You read the character descriptions in the books, and you don't know it, but the actors and actresses just are those roles. They just are. Like when Augustus got cast, there was a lot of, you read the book, it's how he's described. It's not how you see him, but it's how he's described, and that was brilliant. But the hair and the clean shavenness, it was... I know it was supposed to sort of make him look rugged and things like that, but it made him look like he was having a midlife crisis. Or he just watched too much of David Tennant's Doctor Who and thought, do you know what, I'm going to go with the hair. And yeah, I imagined very scruffy, longer beard, definitely, because he'd been a recluse for years. The house was perfect. I mean, the house had all the letters everywhere, as it was in the book, and all of that. But then you look at him, and it's like, is he really a recluse? I mean, he's probably gone out to the park this morning and forgotten to shave in the last couple of days. And I'm sure, it's been a while since I read it, but I'm sure in the book that, he hadn't been outside in ages, the curtains were drawn, and all of this, and that wasn't there. And it sucked. Really. I mean, I think I'm placing too much emphasis on the bad here. I mean, there's only... Okay, and we're back. My camera ran out of power, but I'm back, and different setting. I've had to move to my room because it's less embarrassing if they phone me like this. I carried on filming actually for another couple of minutes. I'm just going to quickly round off my verdict. There are much less bad points than good points. I think that's how it works. I did focus way too much on the bad, but I suppose I have to. I'm reviewing it, and I have to be honest. And honestly, the little things there were kind of bugged me. How many good points did I have? 5. How many bad points did I have? 2. So I give it 5 out of 7. That's how I'm going to do it. My verdict. It'll be however many points I make, and the verdict will be good points, bad points added up, 5 out of 7, or however many it happens to be. Yeah, I've been Cosmo Foreman. It's a weird outro. I might stick with it. Might not. Ciao. And I'm eating gum, that's really rude and I'm sorry. I'm going to get rid of that. Alice.